Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. So, Ben was out of pocket today, coming at Thomas, like Thomas was ready to sit there and throw hands. I'm like, and Thomas said afterwards, he was like, he's an only child. He doesn't understand how siblings speak to each other, get a little heated sometimes, but at the end of the day, that's still her sister. And when Thomas is like, listen, I just need Stephanie to sit there and back off my relationship with Hope. He's like, oh, well, I don't like the way you sit there talking to her. Okay. Listen, I'm all for protecting your queen and everything like that, but that's a brother. You can sit there and take it down a couple of notches. So he leaves, he goes to work. He meets a guy named Xander. Xander has some history with Thomas. This is before I started watching the show, so I don't know much about it, but from what I understand, he ran Emma off the road. And, when Xander sees the picture of him and stuff. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, I used to know her, used to be an intern and stuff like that. Talks about Thomas, and pretty much is like, Thomas murdered Emma. Now, Ben already had issues with him today. So hearing that, he's obviously going to be on high alert. He also saw the flashback of Ridge firing Xander. Because, at his part, he kept Baby Beth from Hope and stuff like that. So he got fired. So I'm very, very interested. I'm very interested to sit there and see what he's gonna do. Is he gonna get revenge on Thomas? Very interested in that. Again, normally I'm not a fan of meddling, but even Ridge as Hope, like, yo, listen, what's going on between you and my son? Like, are you plan on being with him? Because he's super invested in you. And the last time things didn't go his way, it took a very dark turn. Now, to be fair, that's on Thomas and Yah. That's not on Hope. But, Hope isn't just saying the same thing to Steffi. I can't give you an answer. What happens is what happens. We're living in a moment. And at the end of the day, it's none of your damn business. It's between me and Thomas. So he pretty much tells him the same thing he's there telling his annoying ass daughter. Now, Steffi does meet up with Ridge, and, she's super concerned. And she's like, listen, I know he wants me to be supportive, but I can't do that. She's very worried because she feels that Hope is being selfish and just getting what she needs and ignoring the fact that Thomas is putting all this energy, all this time into her, knowing that he may not get those same feelings, going right back into a dark place. So she's very concerned. Thomas apologizes for his family being, coming out that way, but Hope understands. Hope is like, listen, at the end of the day, your family loves you, so it is what it is. And then Thomas proposes to her, and I'm like, Hope, this is what happens when you ignore the signs and you are just choosing to be a succubus. This is exactly what is happening. So now he's standing there with ring and all, and she's all smiling and everything like that. And I'm like, you, my whole thing is at this point, however he reacts, well, as long as he doesn't do anything violent to her, is on her. Is on her because his family has warned her multiple times. Her own mother has sat there and warned her. Now, even if people, even though people don't like Liam, Liam has sat there and warned her. But she's all in her feelings. She's like, oh, I'm just gonna sit there and live it up and be a hot girl summer and this, that, and third. And I'm like, okay, well now the guy wants to marry you. So now what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do now? Very, very interesting stuff. I gotta sit there and say, for the most part, this episode was pretty interesting, and I'm so glad that they tone down on constantly talking about Eric all the time, because it's I'm just kind of done at this point. It's like, wake him up or just stop talking about him, you know. So I know they gotta talk about him, but I'm so glad that they cut down the amount of time that they're talking about him. I wonder if they're gonna bring back Zoe. I don't really like the character. I didn't like her from jump when I started watching the show. I remember my blood just boiling every time I saw her. And I was really sticking up and defending Paris. And to Paris showed her true colors and was also a POS. But yeah, I feel like that's pretty much about it. I can't really think of anything else that wound up happening. So, all in all, I would sit there and say it was a good episode. Definitely check it out. Especially if you're a Xander person, which is going to be very interesting in my live streams, because now when people bring up Xander, I'm going to be like, okay, well, which one are we talking about? You gotta sit there and put labels with these characters, because there's too many characters that across the board to just have the same name. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Also, if I forgot anything, you know what to do. Come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I'll be live streaming for an hour and a half. Talking about Born the Beautiful, Young and the Restless, Days of Our Lives, and General Hospital. Also, what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna try to do this every Sunday. I'm gonna put a poll up to sit there and see what people want me to talk about. So, like, I always do General Hospital videos because it's the most popular one. But the numbers go very up and down when it comes towards me talking about any of the soap opera. Yesterday, the highest one was Born the Beautiful. So I was like, I'll talk about Born the Beautiful. So I'm gonna try to do this at least once a week, where I ask people to, put up a poll and be like, which one do you want me to sit there and watch? Also, talk about also between Born the Beautiful, Young and the Restless, and Days of Our Lives, and just start doing stuff like that as well, because I do want my subscribers' input as far as doing this channel. I have a lot of ideas moving forward. I'm very excited going into the new year. So yeah, definitely something I'm gonna sit there and start doing as well. But also, like I said, if you're not a member, definitely join in the description box below. I do exclusive videos for members only. Members First Take, which I will do a video, put it up for like maybe about 2 days or so, and then I'll put it out to everyone else, and monthly member shoutouts as well as live streams. So yes, with that being said, I'm gonna go. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.